Hi, I'm Cynthia, and welcome to my recently renovated, but still a work in progress, Brooklyn townhouse. Let's go. So before we go inside, I have to talk about our vestibule. When we got this place, it was super dark and we wanted folks to get a sense of who they were meeting when they came into the house. And so we went with this super bright and colorful wallpaper, and it immediately made the space feel like so alive, so bright. Also, I love the tile. We initially wanted to do an all Moroccan tile, but what happened is we found a really lovely tile shop. And so we went around and we picked up a bunch of random tiles and we put together this mosaic. Still one of my favorite things we've done in this space. This is our main living sitting area. We wanted to create a space that was both intimate, but also a little bit more formal than the other spaces we have in the house. I think one of the best decisions we made was actually getting a sectional. So this sectional is from CB2. It actually comes in a much longer version for people who have more space, but this is New York, so this is about as much space as we could fit in here. Another thing I love is this Our House coffee table. Literally, I think everyone we've shown this table to has asked us, where did you get this table? Where is it from? Everybody wants to know the story. I am quite honestly not someone who's ever purchased any leather furniture before. I don't know why, it just never seemed to be quite my style, but I really love this chair. It looks like with every week that we have it, just the way it ages is beautiful. It's also from Our House and it is super comfortable. So this home, 100+ years old, we purchased it and it had just lots of issues, and this fireplace had actually been painted over. You couldn't see the marble anymore. Someone asked me, like, who would paint over marble? I don't know, but someone apparently thought that was a great idea. Thankfully, we were able to get it back to its glory, and honestly felt like the best thing to do with this was to complement it with a beautiful mirror. And I love this mirror on here, this like gilded, this antique gilded. My advice is if you ever want to get a mirror, just go for one that's as tall as possible. It really just adds height to your space. Everything just looks grander. And we need that a lot in New York City where, you know, our spaces are smaller. So the last thing I have to talk about in this space is my lovely birds of paradise. It's amazing what happens once you start getting plants. I never thought I would be able to keep a plant. I didn't think I had a green thumb, but we have great natural light right here where she is, so adore her. So now we are in the kitchen. This is actually the space that gets the most use in this house. Two of the decisions I'm really happy we made. Firstly, I'm really happy we went with open shelving. It never feels too crowded in here. It makes a small kitchen feel even bigger. And I think by taking the quartz, which I'm gonna say I'm really happy we went with quartz. This one has that look and feel of marble, but you're not gonna get the stress of marble. So yeah, we went all the way to the very top with it because we wanted to make the space feel just continuous and really like tall. Another thing I also love that we did is we went with a slightly larger, a 36 range. This is from Fisher Paykel. If you're someone like me who loves to cook, it's really nice to have that extra space on your range. We love color and we're always looking for ways to bring color into our space. And so we thought, why not have fun and go with playful pendants in the kitchen? And these also you could find on Etsy, which is, you know, a great place to find stuff. So when we got this place, this was actually a bedroom with a bathroom. The good thing with having the bathroom right there was pipes already in, so plumbing for the kitchen was going to be easy. But the other thing we did was there was this big, massive wall. And if you know anything about Brooklyn townhomes, is they tend to be quite dark. And so one of the things you have to do when you're thinking about a renovation is, how do I make it not feel narrow? And how do I make it feel light and bright? And so by taking down the wall completely, we were able to bring in so much light in here that oftentimes people come in and they think it is a much bigger space. So here's our dining space. In some ways, I feel like if you really wanted to get a sense of who I am, this is the space where you would find that. Reason being, there's all these books in our built-in, and a lot of those books are around travel, food, things that I really love, places I really love. it was really important to me to have a space to showcase things that we either purchased when we traveled or books that we loved. And so we created this arched bookshelf, which has turned out to be the highlight of the entire space. Not only do we get to display things that we get when we travel, but I also have some great local finds. For example, this is just beautiful. It's by Franca here in Brooklyn. Also, we got this planter, which is this is the cutest. It's in the shape of a baseball hat. This is also local Bed-Stuy made Black female designer. This is Rainy Home. They have a lovely little shop here in Brooklyn. So for anyone who's looking for original pieces, stuff you won't find just about anywhere, you should check out Rainy. Also had to get this wood table. I've been eyeing this for such a long time. This is from West Elm. It's all reclaimed wood. It's just beautiful. Also, I wanted a bench that's a little longer than the table because what happens is you can squeeze in a few more people when you do that. Another thing that has really brought our space together has been the lighting, and it just adds a little sparkle to your space. So probably 75% of our lighting is Calco. They just make such standout, unique stuff. It's like every time people walk in, they're like, where did you get that from? Where's your lighting from? It's like the jewelry, it's like earrings, you know, it's maybe not needed, but then you put it on and you feel dressed up all of a sudden. Now that we're done with the parlor level, how about we head on upstairs? Here we are in the twins room, and you can see the theme kind of continues again. Quite a lot of black and white bedding, black and white rug. To make it a little bit more fun and childlike, we did add these stickers. You will notice another pattern when you talk to me is that I get a lot of stuff from Etsy, and these wall stickers were from Etsy. We did a little black and white wall collage of their photos. We are those parents, we are a little bit obsessed with them. I guess that's the season we're in, so we had a lot of cool photos that we have of them. Very quickly, we started receiving a lot of books for them, and then we started buying a lot of books. And we knew that we needed to have a place to put them. And so we got these ledges from IKEA, and they're just excellent. It's actually 2 pieces together to make it longer. You know, we'll probably, as their book collection grows, it'll just keep expanding. Also, I'm originally from Cameroon, so French was my first learned language. It's kind of hard when your spouse doesn't speak a language to make it the language of the house, but we did start getting them some books in French as well because I hope they'll get into speaking French with me, and then we could gossip without Dad knowing what we're talking about. So this is our bedroom. This space, honestly, is exactly how I wanted it to be. When I thought about like, okay, so what would we want in a bedroom? I just wanted a place that felt relaxed, super not fussy, minimal, just not too much. I think I had this bed on my Pinterest board for such a long time, just waiting for the perfect time and place to get it. Once I saw this bed, it kind of set the tone for what I wanted the room to look and feel like. Another thing that's key with me is I only like white bedding, all white bedding, all the time. I feel like it just makes you feel clean. It's almost like when you go to a really nice hotel and there's like crisp white bedding. I upholstered this bench myself. I actually got this Kelly Wearstler fabric from Decorators Fabric, which is really great. There's all these places where you can get fabrics you love. And I got what is pretty much like a staple like bench, like very basic, from Amazon. And then I was able to personalize it by putting the fabric of my choice on it. But yeah, I think it's fun to do things like that, ways to personalize your space and just make it feel like yours. So here we are in our bathroom, and I'm really happy that we had the Brownstone boys on this project with us because they introduced us to Ethan. He goes by The Build with Ethan, and he created these custom builds for us. We were able to get all the storage that we needed as well as his and her sinks. Another little thing that we did is we played a little bit with tile in here. We did a herringbone on our backsplash, but then on the other side, in our actual shower, we wanted a really colorful, fun tile. So we went with like an aquamarine blue. It's just interesting. It makes the space fun to look at because everywhere something's just a little bit different, a little bit unexpected, and we just wanted to have fun with it. So this is really where I have to say thank you to my husband for allowing me to just take up all this space with all these things that I absolutely love and adore. I really just wanted for a long time to have a space to actually showcase like things that I've acquired over time. It's also where I have my jewelry. It's nice to be able to organize them finally. I have a lot of shoes. You see a lot of the sandals and a lot of boots. Also, of course, I have some of my bags. This is the collection I've had for a pretty long while. I haven't added anything to it. I actually really love these bags, and so I think sometimes when you get something that you really love and you're gonna hold on to it for a really long time, then it's worth it. I'm also a little bit of a skincare junkie, and so you will see like I have a lot of all my serums and all the stuff that's supposed to keep my skin looking good. So while this is a little indulgent and a little bit of my happy place, it actually also happens to be my workspace. Now, for anyone who's, follows me on social or on Instagram, I shoot a lot of my content in here, whether I'm talking about skincare, whether I'm doing outfit reels, I do a lot of that in here. So it's my getting ready space, it's a workspace, it's a chill space, it's a lot of things. It's like a fun multi-purpose space. So now you've gotten to see a lot of our indoor space. So let me take you outside. Here we are in our little outdoor oasis. This was definitely a highlight for us because previously we didn't have any outdoor space, and it's really great to have somewhere to hang out with friends, to entertain, to hang out with family. One of the things we wanted to do was make the space a little bit more fun, and so we went with this like blue and white tile, reminiscent of our travels, kind of like reminiscent of Morocco, reminiscent of Greece. Thanks so much for coming with me on this tour of our humble little abode here in Brooklyn. On Instagram, I am Simply Cyn, or you could check me out on my blog, simplysyn.com.